Welcome to the Whiskey Roundtable. We are your hosts,
Big G.
Karen Helen Keller,
Doug Dunbar.
Jimmy Chips.
Jimmy Chips.
Jimmy's with us today.
Jimmy Shrimp Chips.
Jimmy
Shrimp
Shrimp
chips.
Chips.
That's it. What's going on, man? How are you?
Good. Just left Royal Havana,
Okay.
hanging out with my friend
Royal Havana, where's that at?
Dave Samra. Yeah.
He was holding you hostage.
He was holding me hostage, feeding me margaritas and cigars.
Oh, I
and,
hate it when that happens.
and I also was hanging out with Gary Coe.
Gary
a good friend who
Coe?
wants
I'm
to-
surprised he's not here today.
Claims he's going to be on the show next week. Apparently.
Okay, didn't know that?
Who
Okay.
knew?
Or says, yeah,
Glad you ran into him.
yeah.
All right.
Hey,
well,
let
who
us
knew?
know, Gary. Come on.
Gary. Hey, let me know.
It'd be
next
nice. You know.
So.
Well, it's nice to see you.
Smoking a Royal Havana cigar here.
Awesome.
Actually, this is a Aroma de Cuba Passion.
Ah, that's
Okay.
a really nice
So-
cigar.
Aroma tequila.
Well, since we went there, what are you smoking, G?
I am smoking a Brick House, actually.
Oh.
So it was
She's a
a
brick.
cigar somebody gave me, so I said, well, I'm going to smoke it on the show today. So.
There you go.
So we have someone else in the audience that's smoking a Royal Havana cigar, Discovery Series, if you will, and we have another person smoking a special made cigar from Royal Havana for
Sookie.
one of our top guys, Bob Leakin. Welcome, bro.
Thank you.
Bob is now a part of the Whiskey Roundtable, so I'll put that out today because so he will be one of our normal members. Will be here, and if he needs to fill in or even be on the guest, if you will, if there's nobody, if Bob's available, Bob's going to be a part of it, and we're going to move on and do some different things. So
He's always welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in forever. I think the last time you were on the show, I was working big hours around the clock, so I didn't get to see you. Even though I was here, I wasn't here. That makes sense.
Duty calls, so you gotta work.
You said duty.
Yeah, you said duty.
You, not
And we got one of my closest buddies here today. I'm not going to mention his name. I'll just say Cheese Man.
Message received.
And I just want to say I know one of our other really, really close friends of ours. I'll call him Cheese Man as well. He's listening. He's headed back from Tennessee to Wisconsin. So we miss that guy for sure. So Rob, love you. Be safe. Okay, man. Be safe. Hey, I didn't put no last name in there.
Oh,
Listen,
well,
I didn't put no last name in. Listen.
Up
20
north.
some years in law enforcement, I can make a. Tyrone is on his way
Oh,
back.
for the love of peace.
So Tyrone's on his way back. He just hit a big score at some bank or something, and he's on his way back to Wisconsin. How's that sound?
Oh, is that the name you just gave him?
Yeah, Tyrone.
Oh, for the love.
Yeah.
I'm sure
He's
he'll be
Italian. What are you gonna say? He's Italian. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
okay.
Baffangulo, you know.
He's Italian. He's Italian. Isn't that how he said it the first time you met him?
He's Italian. Tyrone.
It's not Italy. Come on.
It's Italy.
So is Gary going to be on the show next week?
Apparently.
Apparently, he thinks he is.
Well, I haven't got that
I
phone
didn't-
call.
He didn't have that many margaritas at the time. I mean, so
He'll reach out to me. He's pretty good about that. And you know what? He's like you, Galawan and a host of others. The guest stuff is fun. It's always fun.
check the spreadsheet.
Yeah, exactly right. So what do we got, kids? We got anybody on the scroll today? What's going on?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still doing some research.
Oh.
I'm a little out of it. But let's see. We have Pat Patterson is out there.
Pat
Hey,
Patterson.
all right.
What's up, dog?
Yeah.
He says, "Good afternoon, Roundtable."
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He's a couple hours behind us.
Is he? Oh, California. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
all right.
behind us. That's right.
Thank you for taking the time. Watch our show. I appreciate it.
Who's coming on the show next week?
We don't know.
Gary
Coe
Coe.
claims.
Oh, my dear
claims he
Jesus,
is.
it's Gary again.
Oh, he's got his own
Oh,
button.
it's got his own button.
Yeah, see,
Who had their own button last time?
Albert. He thought he was all excited.
I couldn't believe Albert had his own friggin' button. I was like, get the hell out of here.
This is
too
of
funny.
course for Pat.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, but it's funny because you've always had those buttons, and certainly wasn't the first time they heard them, but it was for some reason it got to them last week.
But it was funny.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
fun. It's always fun.
Yeah.
So what are we all pre-gaming, kids? What are we all pre-gaming? What we got here?
I'm
pre-gaming.
about to enjoy some of Jimmy's.
I'm pre-gaming
Old
some
Paltini?
old Patini,
Yeah.
12-year single malt Scotch which Greg Battaglia, who doesn't really know much about whiskey, but he got me this for Christmas,
Oh.
and I have liked it ever since. He got me a number of scotches for Christmas because Greg's that kind of guy.
Yeah, well, I meant to give those to Brian, but
Oh.
Hey, Jimmy, do you mind? So Greg also got us these, because he wants to make sure we don't drink all of his whiskey. He got us glasses to use tonight. So
listen, the
could you,
less they
do you mind-
drink, the
just
more
want
I
A
have.
little.
I'll let
what?
Doug do it.
You got it?
Are these cool glasses or what?
They're cute. I've never
Come on.
seen them so small before. That's plenty.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh, you meant the glass.
Well, if
Easy
you want to
go.
go there, we can.
Well, we can.
So I started off with some Loch Lomond 12, but I'm going to try some of Jimmy's Old Paltney, which I know is probably a good transition whiskey to tonight's whiskey.
All
We're
right.
going to be featuring. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, this
Awesome.
one has me a little scared. It's been a while since we've did an Ardbeg. And I have to just share this picture because for those of you that may not know, we do have a mascot for the Whiskey Roundtable.
We do.
I am not wearing a fuzzy hat.
No, and no bee costume.
No bee costume.
But here's our
Your
little.
honey smelled like shit. Anyway, go ahead.
Here's our little mascot. This is G's Mini Me.
That's my boy.
Now this is when we just did a regular Ardbeg about 3 years ago.
Oh, nice.
And the little man was not really feeling that well, so
No,
he's
he
like, "Get my picture and get out of here." But that's the little man.
That's my boy. That's a
So-
son I never had. That dog changed my life.
He
really
farts
did.
and snores just like him.
Listen, he cleared me out today. Charlie and Patrick were there today we're doing some business, and that dog, I was like, I had to get up and move to the next. I had to move to the front of the desk and sit in the desk chair, just like, and he was just as happy as can be. That little boy. Got it. We're gonna call him. His nickname is Fireman because he pisses on everything. So he's Fireman. You know, love him.
It's a bulldog thing.
It is a
Yeah,
bulldog.
they are
We-
nasty.
had multiple-
But has that gotten worse recently?
No, that's just
Oh.
that.
No,
You
it's
know,
always
I
been
never
terrible.
chopped his testicles off, and
It
I
don't
wasn't
count.
going to do that. I wasn't going to do that. I want the dog to be his own
He
person.
came close at one time, didn't he?
He did, and
Yeah.
it was very sad, and I was struggling with the decision, and then he ended up getting his act together, so we haven't had that problem since. And I think he probably heard us talking, and I didn't know he spoke
Yes.
English, but
He said ruh-roh.
oh yeah, he is an English bulldog, right? So anyway, he's all like whoop 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 whoop. So anyway. Oh, Karen.
Is that
Karen, you
Jimbo?
okay?
Is that you?
Oh, you're blaming it on the dog now, huh?
Absolutely. Every damn time I can. That's right.
I'm slow and inaccurate here.
No, you were
After
right on.
Bob's
You
comment,
were right on cue,
I
man.
was trying to do that, but
All right,
I
kids.
missed.
That's okay.
All right,
Let's get into
what
this.
can I
Let's
say?
get into this whiskey.
Well,
Let's
what's
do it.
Karen will show us? Let's take a closer look at what we'll be tasting tonight.
Right on the bug, kid.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
All right.
All right,
There you go, kids.
Ardbeg
So it's the Wee Beastie.
Beastie.
Yeah.
And one of the things I wasn't able to find out, so this is a Wee Beastie 5-year, and it was probably a year or two ago. We were at Lizardville, and I tried the Wee Beastie. Is there like a difference? Is there a Wee
No,
Beastie
I think
5?
I think it's all fives. That's why it's called that. It's a young spirited whiskey, so that's
Okay.
the name. Yeah, I think it's all the release is a 5-year. Now whether they'll do something different in the future, but I've never encountered anything that wasn't a 5-year.
Okay.
So how do you pronounce it?
Wee Beastie.
Wee
Well,
Beastie.
Ardbeg, the Wee Beastie.
A Wee Beastie.
You
It's
got to
like-
do your accent.
That was
Come
my
on.
mother's nickname.
That's a Wee Beastie.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
That was a little too Irish, but anyway.
That's all right. It was impromptu.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah. Ardbeg is an Isla whiskey, you know, and Karen will tell us all about it. But this one, being young, I assume it's going to have some oomph.
Okay.
We're going to find out.
Okay.
All right, so as far as the history goes on here, the Ardbeg Distillery, it was established in 1815 by John McDougall.
Okay.
And by 1838, they kind of changed ownership. But the only reason why I'm bringing this up is by 1838, so what is that, 15 plus 8, 25 years, we'll just say. It was sold, and somebody bought it for 1,800 pounds, which is only $2,300.
Holy smokes. That was big money back in the day.
I know, but it's
But
still,
now you look
wow.
at it and you're like, that's
What?
right?
You'd have to pay a little more than
Yeah, just a bit. But so that was 1878. By 1887, they were producing 250,000 gallons of whiskey a year.
Holy cow.
So it made them the most productive distillery in Isla.
Wow.
that. Wow.
I know.
And there's some productive distilleries there.
Awesome.
So the distillery did through time. It closed 2 times. I'm not sure why, Doug. I don't know if you know why, but it closed in 1981 and again in 1991. But it reopened for good in 97. And they started bottling again for the first time in 17 years. And everybody must have been really, really happy because a year later they were voted Distillery of the Year.
Wow. Awesome.
That is pretty amazing.
Do you know why they closed? Do you happen to know?
No, I didn't know about it. You said they closed twice.
Yeah,
Since-
1981 and 1991. And the website didn't really go into any detail as far as why they closed down. But anyways, they had a good comeback in 1997.
Awesome.
So what I found really, really interesting, and I found it so interesting, I started digging way too much into into this story, and then I had to kind of like back off a little bit. But Ardbeg did the world's first whiskey in space experiment in 2011. They sent samples of their single malt whiskey to the International Space Station.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, Jefferson's Ocean, where are you going? No.
What you got to say, Bob?
That's
I just
right.
thought that. Hey, I just thought Jefferson's Ocean had something cool, but that's even better.
That's even better.
Right?
Yeah. All right.
So, in order for them to get into, no one can just go into space. So they had to team up. So they teamed up with a Texas-based research company called NanoRocks, and they went to NASA and they said, look, it started out as a promotional thing, but they went to them and said, look, we're going to do this scientific study. We want to know how the absence of gravity would impact the organic compounds called terpenes,
Terpenes, yeah.
which those are the compounds that make whiskey get its flavor. So that's how they got the approval from NASA to actually blast into space. So
Awesome.
they went in, they were up there for 971 days.
Wow.
And they came back in September of 2014. But what I found really, really funny, okay, you can't, astronauts are rocket scientists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. So what's
I'm no rocket scientist.
well, wait till you hear this one. You may feel better. So they couldn't.
Easy, Brian.
They couldn't send out. And just I did back down. I did look at a bunch of this, but
You licked?
I did back down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, where was I? Anyway, go ahead.
So they basically they were limited to the amount of space that they had in space, so they couldn't send up full oak barrels. They sent up these tubes that were basically 2-sided, and there was a glass barrier in the middle with wood shavings on one side and the distillate on the other side to keep them separate. However, when they got to the space station and they were transferring the tubes onto the space station because they boosted up there through a rocket, the astronauts broke that glass barrier.
Oh.
in between the wood shavings and the
Oh.
distillate.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
And yeah, so they announced that. Sorry, we just. I don't know where it all went, but.
Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist
Wow.
to make whiskey, but I guess yeah, it's even more than that. But anyway,
Mm.
but they did a compare. They had a baseline product that they left here on Earth, and they did a big comparison and kind of looked at what's the difference. Basically, the alcohol levels and the gas levels were the same. What they noticed that was different, it came to the number of,
How the rocket flew?
well,
Oh, just checking. Go ahead.
I don't know, maybe. The difference was the number of wood extractives in each sample. So what they found was the absence of gravity. Hold on, I lost my spot on my
All right,
notes.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're
I
fine. It's
interrupted
because
you.
I put so much in here. I'm trying to back it down. The lack of gravity inhibited a process, and it messes with the capillary action, which is
Right.
the intermolecular attraction between liquids and solids.
So that
Correct.
it wasn't coming into contact with the wood in
Right.
a very effective way. So, hey, you know what? What are you gonna say? We're gonna have to just keep making it here on Earth. That's all.
Can you imagine? So one of the things
The
that
wizard.
well, and one of the things I was interested in, they did do a tasting, but they didn't really go into how the tastings were different, and
Yeah.
that's where I was really, really curious to
So
see.
what do you mean?
They did actually taste the difference.
Okay,
so
but
they
they
took
never
the
really
one that was on
said?
Earth, and they took the one that went up to the space station.
Okay,
They tried
okay.
them.
But
But they didn't really go into the detail. The
Really?
article that I read, they really didn't go into the detail of how the taste differentiated. But I'm assuming because the wood was different, the one on the Earth probably had more flavor than the
Probably
one.
one was probably clear, and one had a nice normal color.
With little wood
yeah,
specks.
yeah. If
floating
it
in
wasn't really drawing into the wood, then that's where it gets all of its color and flavor.
makes sense, right?
Well, not all of it, because some comes from the the mash, but.
Okay.
Yeah, so I found that really, really interesting, and I'm not aware that anyone else has done that since Ardbeg did that.
Not
So
that
I know. I'm
not that
going to
know.
guess that's probably a one-of-a-kind experiment for whiskey. So
Awesome.
I love though the science, and anytime you put science and whiskey together, I always enjoy that.
Your ears perk up. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't have a lot on the Ardbeg 5-year because I got too wrapped up in the space thing, but they do advertise this Wee Beastie as the rawest and smokiest Ardbeg ever.
So it
Wow.
makes sense
So it's
because
smoky.
first of all,
Smoky.
5 years is young. That's a good age for a bourbon, but that's young for a Scottish whiskey, especially that comes from Islay, which is along the ocean, a very cool and moderate temperature. I do have that. It's a combination of ex-bourbon and ex-Old Rochelle sherry casks.
Ooh.
But 5 years is going to make it on the young side. But you know what? I've noticed a kind of a trend where a lot of distilleries are experimenting a little more with younger whiskeys, particularly with Scottish whiskey. Where the average is probably 12 years for Scottish whiskey. So. But anyway, so yeah, I'm really curious. I've had this one on my shelf. I've been waiting to try it. So yeah.
Do you know what the proof is on this?
I do not. I could have easily looked.
Grab that
but I
bottle. Give that to Wizard.
It should
Give that
say
to
right
Wizard.
on there.
Sometimes you overskip some of that, but no worries.
Like yeah, I got too wrapped up in the space story.
The
Yeah,
space
but
story.
It is what it is. Is that 90, 86?
Okay.
Show on there?
I was going to guess about 86, but I honestly don't see it. Although
It's weird that it's not on there.
Do you,
Usually,
do you have it on
I
the
don't know.
thing, Karen?
I don't have
I'm
very good
looking it
lighting,
up
but
online while you guys are looking at that just to see. That's usually one of the first things that I pull off of the internet. How much is this bottle? Do we know? Do we have a price point on this?
it's reasonable. I mean, for a single malt Isla, I mean, I think it was $50 or something in that neighborhood.
I've had heard.
It usually says right on there. It doesn't say what proof it is.
Yeah, I'm looking. It's about $50 on what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see where they gave it
Well, it's going to be at least 80.
there we go. All right. Well,
We'll see. We'll see how.
I'll continue to look for
There's
it.
nothing on there that shows it?
I'll continue to
All right,
look.
I can't help myself because that's how I am, but anyway.
Yeah, maybe unless it's in the fine print on the back or something.
Go
Oh,
ahead, just keep going.
47.4
There you
ABV. So that takes us to what,
Oh.
94?
Well, that's more than I would have thought.
Okay.
Okay.
We're good. We're good.
Wow.
We're good. We're good.
Wow.
We're good.
Good job. Okay, so that's been answered.
What are you looking for?
Well, I missed the glass, so I apologize.
2.
Check that glass. No, that's your.
While you're doing that, I
Alternates are
will
good.
say on the scroll we have Cameron and Lauren are out
Cameron
there.
and
checking
Lauren?
in.
Cameron, my
All
man.
right.
He
Yeah.
did a great show. We had so much fun. I didn't want him to leave. It was so much fun. I didn't want him to leave. Good guy, man. He's such a good person. Love him.
I don't know why I'm not getting any chat here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. The chat's kind of quiet. Do you have anything on
But
there?
nothing.
No,
So
you have
I don't-
nothing. Okay.
Something's wrong on
I
my
do have some.
Yeah.
But Lauren did say that she's poured herself a dram of Coela 15 unpeated.
Ah.
Oh,
They make
that
an
never-
unpeated Coela?
I didn't know that. So, but leave it to Lauren.
Well, you know.
I know Lauren is a fan of tonight's whiskey, and she has had it because she's told me about it, and that she was one of the people that got me excited about it.
Pass it on, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Bob's reminding us all that he not only is he in the audience, he is on the scroll.
But I got him. Listen,
I'm on the scroll. I'm here.
Make sure Cheese Man has what he needs.
Where's the
Okay, thank
book
you.
of books?
That's the fun of the hobby.
No,
Book of Box hasn't been on in a while.
we haven't heard
We
from
reached,
Book of
we
Box.
reached out.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hopefully, we'll hear from her.
Very solid.
But
Hoping
yeah,
everything's okay.
yeah, absolutely. And Lauren does say that she does have a bottle of that Wee Beastie, and she may have a dram later, and she does quite like it.
Yeah,
So.
great.
Well, rumor
I
has
am
it.
so looking forward.
You trying to light stuff on fire?
No, Bob threw my cigar at me. So
Oh,
Being as I will, not
You just
rubbing
messed
it
up
in,
the
but
new
I will
floor.
soon be in Isla, and I will be visiting that very distillery. So
if you
I will be looking around.
Then ask them why they shut down.
if you come
Yeah.
across,
I'll find that answer. I'm sure
if
that.
you, are you going to Lefroy?
Yes, of course.
All right, so I'm looking for an 18, and I'm
All
looking
right.
for
You text me your list
10,
of-
a 10-year. We did a show on it one time. 10 years something.
And there'll just be a modest transport fee. But you tell me what you need.
All right.
Something else that's important about this one, it's non-chill filtered.
Oh, yeah.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about what that means?
Well, that you're going to get all your flavors and all your lipids are still going to be in there, so you're not going to be filtering a lot of the flavors and colors out of it. So that's going to be pretty much right from the barrel.
Yeah. Oh, I
just
love
filter,
that.
Just filter it a little bit, because what you usually do is you'll chill it to coagulate some of the lipids, the whiskey fat,
Yeah.
the wood fats.
Help clarify it.
Right. So that so if that one gets a little fuzzy on the bottom from sitting on the shelf, just give it a shake and everything will mix back in. So anytime you see a bottle that's got fuzz on the bottom, read the label to see if it says non-chill filtered. Then it's normal. It's okay. Just give it a shake and everything should come back.
Remember
Good to
that,
know.
G. Give it a good shake.
Well, I'll tell you
Shake
what.
it twice.
You shake it more than that.
did.
You're playing with
I
it.
shook it twice, and I still got a bruise on, or whatever. Leave it alone.
Oh, what happened was,
See what happened?
do we have to look at those legs? Woo!
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Oh,
Last time I seen legs. When you taking those legs back to the furniture store, bro? What's going on?
gone.
What you got, bro?
We're gonna need to pour another sample there.
I
Do
have
you?
to do. I
Okay,
will. I will.
where is the?
We're off.
I know. Do you get a sample if you're this late? I don't know.
Well, we usually lock them out at the front door. But anyway, so it
We
is.
forgot
what it
to
is.
lock the door. Come on.
What did you ask, Jimmy?
Where is the Brook Lottery? Where is the
Brook
Brook
Lottery?
Lo- Where is the
Brook
Brook
Lottery?
Lottery
Brook
distillery?
is in the north end of Isla.
So will you be visiting that one?
I will be.
That's what we're saying.
Wow.
I'll be. I think we're hitting them all.
Okay.
We have a whole week in really just Jura and Isla, which are right together there.
Okay.
No.
And so we're hiking between distilleries is basically our trip.
No, you should take some pictures of the.
I will be. There'll be I'm hoping to do a brand new Wizard Isla episode
Okay.
with all my travels. So we're going to be starting out in Campbelltown.
Whoa, Camel Toe.
He
I
just
like
has to say that every time.
Camel
'cause he
Toe
does-
is a fantastic spot.
Campbelltown and
A lot to see there.
Glengoyne and Springbank. We'll be stopping in and there. So that's going to be a good trip for the Wizard. That's all I can say.
Somebody too.
All right, we gonna move on, kids?
Yeah, it's
Is
time.
it time to pass out?
Let's see how this.
Well, I don't think we drank
how
that much
this
yet,
goes.
but
Pass
yeah.
out or
has
pass
to-
on?
All right. pass
Jimmy,
on.
you want to
Jimmy,
hand the two on that end for you
one's
and Doug?
yours, one's Doug's. Y'all got your
Right.
sampler? Y'all got your sampler? All right, this is what we're drinking, kids. That little Glencairn glass.
So
Isn't that a cool glass?
I will
That's cool.
say this. You said it was Oloroso cast, so I always think it's going to be darker, and it kind of is. I mean,
I don't know. It's
Well, some of
terrific.
these Islas, as we've noted, are very light
Well,
colored.
being 5 year.
yeah.
Being 5 year too, it's dark for 5 years. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Oh,
Look, he's so happy.
that's an Isla.
The man that likes
That
those
progeny
small
is still
Band-Aids.
there.
Oh, me so happy. Oh, okay.
Well, it's funny because I was pulling, and I'm curious, like you guys, as you're nosing it,
It's heavy. It's heavy.
they did give, and we may want to do this after you have tasted it, but they did give nose notes different
Okay.
with water added. So I don't know if you guys, we want to go in once
Yeah,
with
then we can-
just
we
plain,
can
and
have
then
a-
maybe add some water.
If I add some water to mine, will Doug pick on me?
No,
Well, we're
as
gonna
long
pick
as
on
you
you
don't,
anyway.
as long as you don't pour into a cup of slush, then.
Oh, okay. I won't even put an ice cube in there.
All right, nose it up. Keep your mouth open, little boys.
Okay. Yeah, this is definitely okay.
My nose is too big for the glass.
It's got a lot of ethanol. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I'm getting a lot of ethanol, but smoke for sure.
I'm surprised I'm not getting as much as
I'm not
thought
getting
I
any
would.
smoke.
Well, it's not. It's
I'm not
not.
getting any
Doesn't
smoke.
blow
I'm
you
not getting
over,
any
but it's
smoke,
definitely got that Iowa smoke. I definitely get some almost like brown sugar and maybe even some pear or some kind of orchard fruit.
I don't know. So all I get is a little Maui smoke, but I don't get
Mouse? Oh, come on, man.
Canadian.
I can't help myself. All right.
I get the brown sugar.
Yeah.
Do you?
I get straight ethanol.
Yeah, I do get that. I get that as well. That's very strong.
That's funny. I don't usually you.
I get a sweetness to
We're
it. I do
usually
get
pretty-
sweetness to it, but I get straight ethanol.
Normally, a smoky, you smell the smoke.
I don't smell any
I
smoke.
don't
I
smell
smell
any.
the smoke. It's I get a little bit of
Ah,
bonfire by the ocean. Kind of.
don't get any
I'm
of
just
that.
now starting to get the smoke.
I don't get any of it.
Took me 95 times, but I'm
Well, good.
I am getting some green fruit on the
Yeah.
nose a little bit. You said pear, Doug? Is
Yeah,
that what you said?
absolutely. Well, that's what
Man,
I'm
that-
for.
that-
Pear or
that
maybe even
ethanol
some.
overcomes
It's not
the
like
smoke.
green apple, definitely. Maybe baked apple or something.
You guys, anything you want to
Damn.
add that you're getting on the nose?
I'm just
But
getting
it-
straight
it
ethanol.
isn't
a little
as
smoke. but straight
Trophy as
ethanol.
I was expecting. I mean, it's
You get
it's
the same thing?
it's a
straight
very
Iowa.
clean, subtle nose compared to what I thought I was going to find.
What did you say, Bob? You're
It's
getting
very light. Very, very light. There's nothing really standing out. I mean, you guys are saying very pronounced alcohol or ethanol.
Yeah, I don't
very
get that.
pronounced. I mean, just it's very light and very sweet.
I said it's
Yeah,
sweet.
but
It's
that's-
definitely
that's-
sweet.
I mean, it's definitely,
It is definitely
my tongue
sweet.
is watering for it.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a nice
Yeah.
bouquet. It really kind of makes me
Okay.
want to dive in there.
So what do you got on the nose?
So on the nose, it says bright, fresh herbal notes with hints of vanilla and pear.
Okay.
Some rich Turkish coffee combines with pine resin and some honey glazed ham.
Wow.
I don't get any kind of piney.
That's straight from the Ardbeg website.
All right. Well, they would know.
It must be close.
Right, Bob?
I could see the pine.
The
Yeah, I could see the
No,
pine
I-
too.
No.
I don't see any of that.
I could see that.
Not me.
And
Like
I
I-
think that's just the peatiness.
I'm sensitive to pine. I don't really kind of get that, but cool.
You talking like Christmas tree?
Yeah, like any kind of.
So this is like something we should be drinking like around December 25th. You know?
This might be a nice. This might be a
That's
nice.
why you're on the
fine
show.
that-
Jimmy doesn't have a button.
Oh! Give me shrimp chips.
We have to get Chips a
All
button.
right, I probably have to work on some new.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Gary Coe has a button.
Well, you know what?
I know.
Here-
If he
here-
has
here's
a
your
button,
button.
at least-
It is my show. I don't care.
I just have the skip repeat button.
Okay, I
Oh,
can't.
my
I
goodness.
can't keep from tasting this anymore.
All right,
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
it.
Let's do it. Woo! That's a forest fire. Damn.
You get some smoke on the.
Oh, get some smoke.
I don't think it's that smoky.
Oh, I do.
Woo!
I must have got something out of a different bottle.
Wow.
You don't get
I
smoke
get
either?
Oh, you do.
really sweet, and I get the ethanol now, big
Woo.
time.
I get campfire
But I-
smoke.
Really?
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
You still
oh
maybe
my-
you're still getting some of that Canadian.
I get.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I get.
I don't get it.
I can't do it.
Come on, Greg.
Wow.
Put your big boy pants on.
I got salt and campfire and.
I don't get
I
the.
still
I don't
Where's
got-
Jimbo? That's fireman. We call him fireman now.
Ding, ding,
Fireman,
ding,
where you
ding,
at,
ding.
bro?
So, Bob, you're not getting the smoke. What are you getting from it then?
It's very, very light and very, very
Yeah.
subtle. I mean,
I agree.
It's hitting all the nice notes of an Isla, a very light Isla.
Yeah.
This would be like I would compare this to an introductory Isla.
Greg, do we have
This
to
is
go to
something that
commercial?
if you're not, this is a good beginning Isla because it doesn't have a whole lot of that.
You really
astringent
you
taste.
hate it that much?
You
Or you
think-
just
I mean, it's delightful. It drinks
I
like
like
a very light
Yeah.
Scotch. Very, very light. There's nothing really heavy on this one. This one is very delightful.
Wow.
I just get the heavy ethanol afterward, but I don't get any smoke whatsoever.
No
Listen,
smoke.
I have drank
I
was
Lefroy
afraid.
18 year, which is very smoky, and it was very pleasing. Okay.
I get a little clove, a little even maybe some, almost like some black licorice. I mean,
I get that.
Look,
I get
I'm-
that. The black.
I'm
licorice.
kind of. This is probably where Greg and I are going to deviate. 'Cause I'm a big Isla fan. And I'm surprised for a 5-year young whiskey.
Greg,
it
you gonna
has,
hurl?
It has
No.
some. It has some spirit.
Yes.
It has some edge to it, and it's got. And then I get like, after that and all that, the other licorice, all that, and they get a little nice caramel, like salted caramel.
I'll give you the licorice.
And then I get.
I
Kind
give you
of,
that too. I get
I'll
the
give
licorice.
you the licorice.
I get that.
It's
give
got
you
a
the licorice.
nice steady fade,
Black licorice.
a nice long finish.
Love it.
I
Oof.
kind of. I thought.
Damn.
I like it too, and I'm laughing because I think when I tasted this when we were at Lizardville a few years ago,
This
you had
reminds
the
me of
same
New Year's
reaction.
Eve. With
So
bland.
Greg's consistent. It's,
Yeah, he is.
yeah, he is.
Do you guys have anything you want to add as far as
Anybody,
the taste?
Well, I would say on the nose, I definitely do get the apple or the pear.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Tasting it, this is lighter than a lot of Ardbegs that I've drank.
It
Okay,
is.
okay,
This
okay.
is, I mean, I've had some Ardbegs.
And I like Ardbeg.
Yeah, that are
I
like
do.
chewing on a smoky stick. This is not that. This is more like in the vein of, let's say, like a Lagavulin 8
Did you
Not
say
nearly
tuna
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
smoky stick?
as a Lagavulin 16.
That's a good
100%,
comparison. I
100%.
think the Lagavulin 8. I've had the 11 special release, and yeah, I would go with you on that.
And I would also say, Doug, I think you nailed it with the black licorice in
Yeah.
after finish. Definitely.
I guess that's why I enjoy it so much because I really like black licorice.
I do too.
Yeah. I did as well.
Black jelly beans, give them to me all day long.
I didn't think I'd like it, but
I know because you're not a smoker.
I'm not a
smoker
smoker. But I don't get the smoke.
Cheese? Anything you want
Cheese,
to
you
add?
got anything?
I'm leaning towards Greg. This is a little This is a little too Isla for me.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it's
smelled Band-Aids at first, and
Oh, it's all Band-Aid.
great. Hey, that's fine. I mean, that's not a. There's no surprise there.
Yeah.
Oh my
You know,
goodness.
this is a man's scotch, so
Yeah.
understandably that Greg and Kurt might
Well, that explains why I like it.
Wow. Can't do it. I can't do it.
Cold in here.
No disrespect to Ardbeg. No disrespect to Ardbeg. Just not my palate, man.
no.
It's
Hey.
just not my palate.
Look, that's what's great about this.
I'm not
I mean,
even gonna.
You know,
I'm
you
not
and
even
I
gonna put a
are
rate
so
out.
often like.
No, you
Perfect.
have
You gotta
to.
put a rating.
You have
Put a
to
rate
put a
out.
rating. You have to. We have to be fair and honest. What I
Perfectly
want you to
aligned.
do, though, because they did
Add
mention this, is add a little water to it, and I'm just curious how it
The whole
changes.
bottle or
Okay.
just a little bit?
No,
Oh.
you know, like an eye drop thing.
I am gonna try. Just
So
since
what
it's-
they say on the palate
For
and the
the show.
finish, they don't give notes with water on the palate and the finish, but what they say, palate is chocolate, creosote, and tar.
Creosote.
Oh, well, Greg might go.
Was
along
this
with
from
that.
China?
railroad drink.
It's like licking a girl.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then it
You, want
says
some- you put some water in there?
No, I'm enjoying this.
Come on, Bob. What you killing me?
it
I'm
says
not killing you. This is good.
This is good. Better with
Ooh, it did get
Much
sweet-
better nose.
It did get sweeter.
Much better
Got
nose.
sweeter even. with the water.
Much better nose.
so. What are you getting on the nose now that you added water to it?
I'm
curious.
getting that. I'm getting that fruit. I'm getting that licorice. It's much better. I'm not getting any ethanol right now
Can I
at
smell
all.
yours? 'Cause
Sure.
I don't
sure.
want to put water in
And
mine.
I
I'm
didn't.
sorry.
I just put a little water in there. I didn't put nothing
It's
in it.
Oh wow, that really lightens it up.
It
It
does.
does.
It did sweeten it.
Sweeten, yes.
Got
And
more-
I'm
brought
not
out
a
more
fan.
of the sweet-
You know, I'm not a fan of adding water. You know that. Everybody. I don't
Yeah.
care if it's whiskey, bourbon, scotch. Listen, whoa,
that much
whoa,
water,
whoa,
dude.
whoa. Where you going, dog?
Just a little bit.
You want some whiskey in
Like
your
you
water?
have- you
Can
put
I
a
have some
capsule
whiskey?
in it.
Oh,
Some
capsule.
sugar in your
Well,
tea?
that wasn't water.
What's all those questions they're asking me?
You're the only one that caught that. Give me.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so while you're doing that, I'm gonna finish the palette without the water. It says chocolate creosote tar, eucalyptus with antiseptic lozenges and aniseed with smoked bacon and
Oh,
savory
aniseed.
meats at the end.
Antiseptic.
Definitely creosote. Definitely creosote.
And they say the finish is long and salty. Maybe that's why you
Whoa,
don't like it.
whoa, whoa.
Now, I
Going
just
back to my college.
I don't know about the rest of you. I just never tasted any creosote, but
No, I smell it, but
yeah.
listen, if you were, never mind.
And the finish also has hints of cocoa and fudge, which I do not get
No,
at
I'm
all.
not getting that.
Well, you know, that's a whole different position.
I did say caramel though, especially with the water. It got a little sweeter, a little more.
I'm gonna try it.
All
I'm gonna
right.
try
Yeah,
it.
so what do you guys, let me know what you guys think now that you added a little water to it.
Wow.
Oh, you
Like I
like
said-
it now.
I got more of the caramel and the kind of
Wow.
maltiness
Ooh,
when I
creosote.
added some water.
New creosote.
Creosote full forward. Creosote.
It just tastes now like a little slightly more diluted creosote to you.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
So what do you think?
Eee.
I mean, other than creosote, what do you?
Can't do it.
Really?
think
Can I
you
try
can do
yours
it.
with some water?
The mouthfeel of this, with
Yeah, go
being
ahead.
cold filtered, it's way different. That's one thing I'll give it. It has a very unusual mouthfeel.
It does.
Got some oil, a little bit of oiliness.
Right.
Do you get that creosote? I get that creosote, bro.
Yeah, I don't like it with the water at all. Not
It's-
at all.
it's-
I actually liked it.
it's
both ways.
straightforward.
I liked it
Creosote.
before the water.
I did too.
I don't
Before
think
I
I
tapped my
felt like
Pellegrino in it.
I wouldn't have thought I needed the water. There was nothing about that made me want to put water in it, but I tried it anyway, and it was good. I liked it.
That's the great thing about the Whiskey
Yeah.
Roundtable. The Whiskey Roundtable, you know, listen.
I'm
Oof,
gonna be honest.
I'm not, and everybody here at the Whiskey Roundtable knows I am not a Scotch guy. I try. We've had a lot of great Scotches on the show throughout the years.
You
Can I
like
say that?
you like ball beans.
You
Ball
love
beans,
last.
my-
You love
He likes
last.
ball.
Last
Ball
week's fantastic, and we're gonna do another one of those bottles. We're gonna try and sneak it in before
Before the end of the
Thanksgiving.
year. Yeah.
Okay, so we have both bottles. This and that. You know, long story short, this is the first one that's knocked me off my socks. We did Lefroy. We did all these different shows, and we loved it.
Yeah, that's right. He doesn't
I
have
just
socks
I
on.
just can't put my arm around it. I just can't.
You're just not a fan.
I'm just not a fan.
All right,
That's
so
okay.
why? So
It's okay. Can
go
I
ahead.
just say
Yeah.
with the tasty notes with water, it says it gives it more herbal notes with vetiver and fennel, and the aniseed comes out more with green apple and leather, and a sharp tang of smoke with a crack of fresh black pepper.
Where did the black
pepper, maybe. Yeah, I'm getting that.
I definitely get the leather
Yeah.
on the nose. I definitely get the leather on the nose and the palate with that.
Do we know a mash bill?
Yeah, I was looking that up
Oh, I
too,
would
and we were
love-
looking
no, I
at the.
don't.
No, I don't think.
I'm
they
gonna
have
guess
that.
it's 100% malted barley
You're probably
Okay.
right. If anybody would know, it
because
would
it's
be
a
you.
single malt. So.
Yeah, it would be you for sure.
That just, my God.
Yeah, it doesn't say it right here.
Gee, you and I are in the usually
You and me are
playing
right
close
on,
in the ballpark.
on game,
but
bro.
I think that's going to change today. I think
It
that's
is
not
going to
gonna be
change
that
for
way.
sure.
I'll go ahead
Good.
and go. I
What do you
like.
got?
I really like
What do
this.
you
And it's no surprise that I would like it. It's an island. I thought it was going to be harsher than it is. It's a little more refined than I was expecting for a 5-year-old whiskey. I'm very pleasantly surprised. Lauren said she liked it, so I assumed that it was probably going to be better than I thought. But anyway, I'm at a. This is high. For me, a 3.85. I'm going with a 3.85.
Okay.
It's close to one I want to have, and at the price. I mean, for a good
What was it about? Do you remember the price of that bottle?
$50
About
somewhere in
50.
that.
Okay.
area. Yeah.
And did you
this
get
is-
it locally or?
Yeah, I got it at my
I saw it yesterday.
my good whiskey place locally. I'm sure that
I
others
saw it
viewing
yesterday.
the show can find it in their local good outlets. So, hey, this is a great. When we hit fall and you're sitting by that campfire, I think this is a perfect one to just grab and
That's a good.
enjoy.
That's a great observation.
Yeah, and Doug, I'm surprised because this is like one of those things that are like right up your alley. I'm surprised you didn't give this. It's got to be on your shelf score before.
Well, it's it's close. I mean, it's close to be honest. At 5 year, it has a little bit of an edge, but it's it's pretty darn good. So that's why I put it just under that level, and but yeah, it's just a great. I don't know. I love my Islas. It's just I'm gonna go sit by the campfire with a cigar. I can't think of.
I get you.
As far as
Sure.
it's just a great whiskey.
He loves
It's
it.
great. Yeah, I do.
You asked about the mash bill. It says, according to UncleFossil.com, it is 64% corn, 24% rye, and 12% malted barley.
Yeah, to get that complex flavor, it would have
Wow.
to have more than just the barley. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And they use their
Wait a
own
minute.
yeast strains, it says. This is according to UncleFossil.com. I don't know what that website is.
So
but
I don't think you can be called a single malt if it's not 100% malted barley.
well, is it just maybe one type of malt that makes it able to be called a single? I don't know.
I mean, I think it says single malt right on the label.
Yeah, it does
It does,
say.
it
It
does
does
say.
So
say
it
Ardbeg
can't, by
Scotch.
definition, have
Now
anything
remember,
but malted
American
barley.
single malts also are changing. They're putting the finishing touches on what you can call an American single malt. So maybe it's done in the American
Oh, this is
single malt
Scotland, though.
way. You know, huh?
This is Scotland, though.
I'm just saying, we don't come up with original ideas
Okay,
here in
I
America.
look. I'm not. I
You know-
won't. I won't say, but I can't. I just know that you can't call a single malt and have anything but malted barley.
So here I will say it says their small batch bourbon mash bill.
Oh, okay.
Which
really.
that's not. Yeah, that's not what I'm thinking of.
Right.
All right.
But no, I'm sorry. I thought that's what it was. 100% malted barley mash
There you
bill. Another Reddit
Okay,
says
okay,
100% malted barley. So
All right.
So I mean,
daggone
What
internet.
strain?
So,
Yeah.
what was the score?
3.85 for me. I'm the only one
3.85
that
for
scored.
Doug.
Okay, go
So-
ahead. Who's next?
You want to go,
I'll
Jim?
go. I like simply because I like it on the nose better than I like it on the palate. I don't agree with you that it's.
Yeah.
I mean I don't like a really, really heavy smoky Scotch, which I didn't think it was, so I was surprised. But I'll give it a 3-4.
Okay.
3-4 for Jim.
Respectful.
Okay,
Respectful.
very good. And you are a Scotch guy, just so everybody knows. But
You are a good
you
Scotch
do
guy,
tend
for
towards the non-peated
Yeah.
space sides and that type.
Awesome. Who's next?
Okay, well,
I can go.
Who's next?
So I remember the first time I tried one of these peaty scotches. I think it was the Lefroy 18, and I was like, I had the same reaction you did tonight. I was, get it away from me. I don't even want to smell it.
right.
So this just shows how your palate changes over time.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, you get used to certain things, certain flavors. So I am going to go with a 3.50.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome.
I like it, but it's not something you would go to. Like, it's not your go-to drink. You know what I mean?
I mean, Bob said it might be an introductory. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I mean, if you're going to give somebody maybe an Isla, first Isla, it might not be the introductory one I would pick, but yeah, I mean, so I think it's gonna be interesting see what G has to say about this. He's thinking to pull down the score a little bit for the average, but
Let's see what G has to say.
Why is it all about me?
Isn't it always?
it's not about you, G.
Isn't it
but,
You can't put a negative.
All right. So listen to this. Okay. So it definitely wasn't my favorite, and with the water, the reason I'm going to give the score the score I'm going to give. I'm still learning scotches, okay, and I like different scotches that are unique, or if you will, it's in Balvini's and all the stuff, and blah blah blah, Macallan's, all that's my thing. Okay, I will drink that and be happy with all
you're a
of that.
Speyside guy.
I am a Speyside guy,
Yeah.
so
He loves his Glen Ross.
and don't be mad at me, because I'm going to give you the score, okay? And the reason why I'm going to score what I score is because of my lack of scotches and learning scotches is on me. Okay, I have to on the Whiskey Roundtable, so I have to. Anything that they bring to the table, we have to do. So at the end of the day, adding some water was better, and I'm no disrespect to the show or anybody here at the table, if you will. I'm going to give it a 3.0.
Wow, I
Still
started to
really
write a 2 something, but wow, okay. I mean, you know what? That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
So I'm curious, Greg. So do you have a different number in mind for the no water and with water? Would you score it
the
separately?
reason I scored it was the water. Okay?
But if you didn't have the water in it, what would you?
Oh.
No, honestly.
A 1.0.
No,
Yeah,
come on.
Well,
No, I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
But that's a
'cause
good point. Somebody might.
we've had so many
Yeah.
good scotches. Let's be realistic.
I know.
We've had so many great scotches. Have I ever complained about a scotch? And I'm not even a scotch guy. So at the end of the day, this kind of knocked my socks off. Okay, I was
Even though
like,
you don't
oh, I
really
can't do
wear
it.
socks.
But if you put everything that I said for the rating into a bowl, that's a lot to eat. Think about that, right? So at the end of the day, I have to give it its props because I might not like it, but that bottle, 90 other people might like it. You understand that? So that's why I scored what I scored. It's respectful. Is that respectful?
Look, our scores are.
I have to give respect to. I have to give respect to the bottle. So
I will say this is not something that I don't think I could have another dram of. It's a 1 dram and done for me. I can't, as it's sitting, I'm like, okay, I think I've had enough. I like it, but it's
it's one of those things you have to learn. It really is. Mm-hmm. We don't. This is the great thing about this bottle is we have to rethink what our scotches are. So at some point we have to. We're how do I say it? We're so giving, if you will, you know, to have all these different scotches that we have, and we come across a unicorn, if you will, even though it's not a unicorn, I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, you have to listen. If you like scotch, you like scotch. If you like bourbon, you like bourbon. I know that for a fact because I'm a bourbon guy. Okay, I'm a whiskey guy, but I'm not so much a scotch guy. But you know, you have to roll with the flow. Okay, but at the end of the day, even though it's not my favorite thing, but you know what? At the end of the day, I have to respect it because it's part of the Whiskey Roundtable. And we like it, and we have people that do like it, people that don't like it, and
But
I'm
you
okay
know,
with it.
I mean, you're a bourbon guy, but you don't like every bourbon.
I don't like every bourbon,
So,
but
I mean,
there's a
that's-
whole, you're exactly right, but there's a whole different thing. Hey, you know, you don't have smoky bourbons or smoky whiskeys or whatever. You know, you have Smokehouse and all that stuff that's come out, but at the end of the day, I have to give it its props.
Greg's told me a number of times he doesn't like me, but he respects me because I'm part of it.
Oh, so you've heard this speech
Well,
before.
it's 'cause it's part of the Whiskey
What time you
Roundtable.
leaving?
He respects you in the morning.
Have a hot dog and get the hell out of here. Can we hear from the audience?
Yeah, let's see
Yeah, go ahead.
what,
We
what
got-
other
we got
ratings
that.
we got. Who wants to start?
It's
Chief?
you, Bobby.
RJ?
You want me? I'll start. Right? Much like Greg, I have very little Scotch knowledge. I'm learning Scotches. I'm learning the Islas. I'm getting into the American single malts, and the reason for my score is because of my lack of knowledge. But I do enjoy this one, and like I said earlier, this is probably this would be, like I said, a nice introductory to an Isla. I'm going to say solid with that because I've had this brand in, I don't know if they make a 10-year. I don't know what the one above this one.
What is it, 5?
This
5?
is
This
five.
A lot of them don't even have age.
Yeah.
You know,
But
recently,
for a
they
5-year,
have names.
but for a 5-year, there is a lot going on in this one.
Sure. Okay.
I would have to revisit this one in a little while.
Okay.
I'm not going to say I hate it, but I'm not going to say I love it yet. So I'm at like a 2.7 with an asterisk. Because
Okay.
I do want to come back and revisit this one
Wow.
because it is really good. It's really complex, and it is. I need more knowledge. I need more to compare it to.
Sure.
My background and
Yeah.
the
Bourbon. And
background.
American
Bourbon.
whiskey.
I'm loving bourbons.
Yeah.
This is very much reminding me of a Balcone single malt,
Yeah.
nice and light with a little bit of an Isla in there, and that's what I'm thinking I'm liking about it.
And that's what I'm used to, much lighter scotch.
Right, and I'm digging it. It is a nice light
We
scotch.
don't do a heavy scotch.
No.
I have to say though, I'm a little surprised because you were defending it against him, and now you actually
Well,
gave it
I'm-
a lower score.
Well, I put the lower score with an asterisk because I am going to this is a bottle. I don't really like to knock a product
Yeah,
after the
sure.
first time of tasting. it.
Sure.
I will come back and revisit this one,
Sure.
and it will probably be much higher because I will have more background,
A little bit
more
more
other
knowledge,
other
exactly.
Islas under my belt.
Sure.
Appreciate your professional opinion. And RJ, what do you got?
Well, I would say that Scotch, like Jimmy Chips, is an acquired taste.
Definitely.
I tried to acquire the taste of Scotch before I went to Scotland 10 years ago and couldn't do it. It wasn't until after I got back from my trip that I acquired the taste. I will say that this is definitely not a Scotch that I would introduce to a beginner, because
I would agree with you.
it's definitely a man's Scotch, which is why Greg doesn't like it.
Oh! Boom, boom.
Now,
Wow.
if the camera could zoom in on Greg's Glencairn glass, you would see a nipple on the top of it.
Wow.
But
Wow.
it is it's definitely, it's got some smoke, but not like an Ardbeg ANOA.
Yeah.
That's really smoky. Or a Lagavulin 16 is very smoky.
Kind of on the far end of the spectrum.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
whether it's bourbon or Irish whiskey or Scotch, that's a great thing about this.
Yeah.
What we do here is that there's something for everybody,
Sure.
and you can grow into it. As far as a score, I'm with Doug. I like this type of Scotch. I'll give it a 3.8.
Oh,
Wow.
And I would also
Nice.
say
Very-
that
It's
it
the
is-
highest score.
It's heavier. It
No,
is
I was
sort of
3.85.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
a fall/winter type of Scotch for me.
Yeah, by a campfire, sitting out on in your yard.
Doug said it
like,
many
yeah,
times.
yeah.
Said it many
With
times.
with a cigar, if I smoked them, I mean that would be perfect.
Well, and
I'm also not experienced with Scotch. I know I don't like Isla's, but I've enjoyed Isla's more than this one. So for that reason, I'm 2.9 because it had a lot going on, and it
That was
just
on Shark Tank.
I couldn't kind of shake it. It was, we learned about the cold filtering, and I
Yeah.
definitely felt the texture difference in this beverage or this spirit more than I've ever felt any others. It's really different. So
What
All
was
right,
what
well,
did you notice about the
Just-
texture?
just the linger it had on your tongue and down the throat. And
It
I
is a
think
little
that's what
oily.
Kinda,
Yeah, that's from
kind
the
of threw me
non-chill
off because I
filter.
was like I swallowed it and it was hanging there. And
I
I'm
guess
not
I like
huge,
that.
You know, I tasted like the neophytes of Scotch say, I taste Band-Aids. I tasted Band-Aids.
Yeah, I
at
did,
one
that's
point.
true.
That's the phenols,
Yeah.
and that's
So-
from the peating process.
Yeah, so I've enjoyed other Islas more than this, and so that's why I give it a lower score.
Cool.
Because
All right.
No
I
worries,
think
Bob.
at 3 you want to have it in your liquor cabinet. I would not put it in my liquor
Check here,
cabinet.
check
No, I didn't. I wouldn't
I
have it
hear
in my
that.
liquor cabinet, but I,
Oh.
you know, I gave it.
And I just want to say one thing. So I think, you know, Bob.
Hi.
Hey, Bob's here.
Bob's here.
Bob's here.
Cleveland Whiskey. Yeah, it's Bob from Cleveland Whiskey.
Go on, be like a good wife. Go back in the kitchen.
Greg, you grew a goatee, Greg.
I know. So, but I would like to just note one difference. So, Bob, you said this was a good beginner Isla.
I would.
And RJ, you said this is not a good beginner Scotch. So I think that's what's different.
Right.
Because you've got the different regions of Scotland.
Right.
And I would say as a beginner Scotch, hell
No,
no.
no.
Don't start with this.
I'm
But as
not-
a beginner Isla, I agree with you. It's a little bit lighter than like a Lafroig 18 or
If
something
I
like
was
that.
gonna give somebody their first Isla, I would probably go like a Colila 12. Very light, much more the vanilla caramel, not
What is it
Yes.
called again?
Coila?
Colila.
Colila.
Yeah. The first one I started with was the Lagavulin 16
Well,
because
that is about
that's the one. That's the one I started with
That's
because
like-
of Ron Swanson. You know.
that's Colila.
No, you
Lagavulin-
did not.
Yes, I did.
Lagavulin 16 is like definitely like
It's-
sitting by a campfire on the ocean
For sure.
and eating kippers. I mean,
Yeah, that's like
Kippers.
that's like
What are
sitting
kippers?
there by a campfire in a full body Band-Aid.
exactly. It's a to me, you know, Lagavulin 16 is kind of the end of the spectrum when it comes to smoke and peat.
And again, that's going to be another one that I'm
Yeah.
going to revisit.
Oh, you should.
Yeah.
I mean, because I
It
like
gets better
expanding. Yeah, I
every
like
time
it, and that's
for
what
me.
I'm learning is that the
Yeah.
Isla is an acquired taste, and I
Yeah.
have to learn to acquire it. Like when we all first started drinking, it was I don't like the
Back
taste
when
of
we
beer.
were like 10.
Yeah, I don't like the taste of beer. I don't like the taste of bourbon. I don't like the taste of whiskey. You know, and you know what? Over the years, your palate does change. It's like
Absolutely
starting
does.
to drink wine. I was drinking, you know, sweet wines. Now it's like I can't drink a sweet wine. I
It
got to
just-
drink a nice
yeah.
dry wine.
Just like wine, what wine you want to pick is kind of circumstantial. Right? And same with, like, I don't, as much as I love Islas, I don't always want an Isla. Sometimes I want a nice light lowland that's got all those floral, malty, floral, soft,
Notes.
Well, drinking
I
Islas.
want the complexity, but my mood about what I want changes.
So-
But,
If I'm in the liquor store and I'm looking for a Scotch and Whiskey Wizard question here, and I look one, and I don't like smoky or I like light. If I want smoky, what should I look for? An Isla?
yeah, I mean, like he said, you can find Lagavulin 16. That any of the Ardbegs.
If I don't like the
the
smoky, I want one on the lighter
Lafroig,
side. Do I look for the Speyside?
Speyside,
Speyside.
Lowland whiskeys.
Lowland. Okay.
Yeah, Speysides.
But so what are some of those, for people that don't know, what are some of those distillery names that...
You know, your Glenlivet, your Glenfiddich, your
Okay.
Glenrothes,
Glenlivet is
Speyside.
Speyside.
Yeah, in fact, most of what you'll find are Speysides in your typical liquor store, but you'll find some Highlands in there as well.
You know, if I was going to start someone on a solid Speyside, something that's not too bad, the Glenfiddich 12 is solid. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good
one to
starter.
start on.
Glenfiddich,
That was a
Glenmorangie.
whiskey that I said for years. That was one of the single malts I didn't like. but I've had it recently, and like, oh, okay, it's not too bad. But I started out on Glenlivet 12. That was my first single malt, and that's what turned me on to Scottish whiskey. Really, I had the blended whiskeys and things. I didn't care for them all that much, and my friend gave me some Glenlivet 12, and I was like, kind of hooked. That kind of hooked me into Scottish whiskey. So.
Yeah, I think the Glenfiddich 12 has it all over the Glenlivet 12.
So we differ there, but
Yeah.
they're both good introductory.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is not an introductory.
No, I wouldn't. But
Not as a Scotch.
Not as a Scotch.
Not
when you
as
say
a Scotch, but
introductory
as an
Isla,
Isla.
I still think there's
Asterisk.
other Islas I would.
You and your asterisk.
Yes.
And in a
Thanks for
5-year, it's
noticing.
not typical. So that's why I wouldn't introduce it to somebody as a quintessential Isla.
Yeah, and just to kind of just go on to what you guys were talking about, the first Scotch I tried that really got me turned into a Scotch person was Glenrothes. I love
Oh yeah,
Glenrothes.
yeah.
Glenrothes. Whatever.
Brothers, Rothes. I mean,
I'll put my
heard
American spin
everybody,
on it.
even Scottish people say it different. But
And what is the other with the Speyside? What's the other one? Speyside?
Glenlivet, Glenfiddich.
Yeah, but what's the other one? There's
There's a ton. Balvenie.
yeah,
all
but
the-
Oh, I like
there's
the power.
Speyside, and what's the other one?
Isla.
That's the lighter
Lowlands.
Lowlands.
So like
Okay.
a Bladnock, and then
What is
there's,
Balvenie?
Balvenie is
Good.
on
It's
on
good.
Speyside.
Speyside. Okay, good. Well, that's the first one.
Yeah.
Scotch, single malt Scotch. I love.
I love we all love the Balvenie 14
We do.
Caribbean cask.
The American oak is my
Yeah.
favorite.
I'm getting ready to throw some money down. I'm gonna revamp my Balvenie,
Yeah.
if you will. We're
Just kidding.
No, I have a puppet going.
My
lips
aren't moving, but
Greg's voice is coming out of it.
You know what? You know what, Bob? I'll tell you what. You know what the great thing is? I saved the food, so nothing's gonna burn.
Because that's important.
No, I'm being a puppet. My lips ain't
Well, it's
moving, but
just
your
great.
voice is coming
2
out.
weeks ago, we had Mark
gosh.
Castro and
Matt Souza.
Matt Souza, and so he saved me because we went to what's the restaurant we went to for breakfast?
Oh, we went. What is that? Oh my gosh,
This
I
is
am
yum.
drawing a blank.
Yeah,
it's the
but-
little
Yeah, I don't know. I say
where they have the
concept is
store
yum.
and then you can shop
Yeah, it
and
don't
then you
matter.
go
Oh,
buy
anyway.
stuff.
Wagon wheel.
No. But anyway, there
Cracker
was
Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. Thank
Cracker
you.
Barrel, and there was those rubber things that you put on because I cook a lot in skillet, right? So I had those things, saved my ass. Anyway, long story short, food's not. We're gonna eat, thank God.
Yeah, if you don't know, Greg puts out a hell of a spread of food when you come up here.
He does.
You know,
It's
yeah,
just stupid.
yeah,
Well, I got you a salt block.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway,
he still respects you in the morning.
So anyway, but
So I
go
just
ahead.
want to say, Bob, since you came up here to the table, is there
Yes.
anything that you want to announce, or anything you want to say, or anything that's been going on, or
Not on
anywhere,
camera.
anywhere you're gonna be? I know you've been doing some of the tastings.
I've been doing a lot of tastings, but those are going to come to a quick end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Things have changed in my life, and I can announce it a little later.
No,
on.
that's fine.
Yeah,
You're fine.
so,
You're fine.
Very good.
But yeah, I just
No,
always
it's cool.
want to give you the
Oh, it's
chance
cool.
from as a Cleveland whiskey representative.
Yeah, they
and
are-
now a Cleveland. Whiskey Roundtable
Yeah.
member.
Yeah, things are going over. Things are going at Cleveland Whiskey. They're starting their Christmas run, so the Christmas will be coming back out. I'm still producing the hell out of Magic Rabbit and Bridge in Maine and all their staples, and they're doing what they got to do.
Yeah, you guys have really turned it around since it first came out and I first tried it. I think you guys are doing a great job, and it's a good representation of Cleveland. So
Yes.
thank you guys for that.
So Karen, what will we be
Oh, shoot,
doing
that's
next week? And should we take a ride on the bottle cam?
Yeah, so this is a big G pick. You got this
Oh, yeah.
for next week. So y'all might want to take a nap when we do this bottle cam because it's a little long, but that's okay.
No, it's-
Hey, Whiskey Wizard,
No,
I'm
I
real
don't
proud
know.
of you.
I don't know why she's saying that.
What?
Well, because we're all proud of you.
She meant to say.
Hey,
We're all
Big
proud of
G,
you,
that's
Doug
really
Bart.
quite damn impressive.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, good thing you can't see that. All right, so here's what we're going to do
Okay.
next week.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
Come on, Brody.
weren't you?
Oh my goodness. Okay, we are back. Oh,
The things that go on behind the scenes.
obviously that bottle cam wasn't long enough.
Yeah, at some point we're gonna have to put all the bloopers up.
Oh, they're up. We are live.
Yeah.
Dude, we are
Oh,
live.
shit.
You need a
That's
camera
so
back
funny.
here to see
Bloopers are
what's
going to be
going
longer than the show.
Oh my
That
God.
was a semi-torque over there.
That would be
You know,
the
we're-
same.
hey, Doug, at the end of the year, when we get together for the next year, we're gonna do bloopers. I'm not kidding you. We're gonna put bloopers out when we can't, when you're out of town and all this different
Oh
stuff.
my God.
We're doing bloopers. No ifs, ands, or buts.
It would be pretty funny if I did some of my Whiskey Wizard.
Oh my!
Oh,
Let's
boy.
do it. Let's do it.
You know how many
Too
times
funny.
I've like.
Well, that's what I love about doing this live. Like you just see it happen, and and it's so much fun. And when we first started, Doug, before, and I think right when you first came on, we were pre-taped.
Yeah.
And that was fun. That was great. But I love how we do it live, and it just you see what it is, and you know what?
It is what it is.
We're not professionals. This is not our day job. Although
No.
for you it is. Although drinking, someone said it is my day job.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Thursdays are mandatory drinking day.
I've certainly paid my dues in that respect.
Well,
Yeah.
What comes to drinking? I have 2 jobs.
I have 2 jobs.
Hey, before we close out, can I just give a quick shout out to Royal
Absolutely.
Havana Cigars?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dave at Royal Havana did a hell of a job. Got me a bunch of custom-made cigars for my son's bachelor party.
Oh, sweet.
And
Easy, guy.
he did. He knocked it out of the park. You know, I bought a bunch of cigars. I only had a handful left because everybody loved them. Turned them onto the place, so I hope Dave's going to be getting a bunch of business out of it. So, Dave,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Much love to you, brother. It was a big hit. Thank
He
you.
was very happy. He was very happy.
As
Very
I
cool.
was.
Very cool.
Very happy.
So,
So, what's our
Yeah.
closing cost? Bro?
Well, okay.
hey,
So,
close it,
you
close.
know, make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you check out our
Website that I've been
site.
slacking on, but that's okay.
Okay, whiskeyroundtable@gmail.com is our email address. And so, hey,
No closing quote from anybody famous?
oh, of course.
Okay.
Now, if you
I wasn't expecting a
if you
commercial.
don't watch the show live,
Hey, he's your host, so
a lot of people
I'm not a host.
sometimes they miss the live show and they don't watch. Make sure you at least catch the show, even if you don't make it live. Please catch it because it's all those total views that help us keep it all going. And so for tonight's closing quote, this is we've done this one before, but it's one of my favorites. It comes from the world famous actor Humphrey Bogart, and these are his actual last words that he ever spoke. His last words were
Right before that.
he said, "I never should have switched from Scotch to martinis."
Wow.
Oh!
Oh my God. Even though he's not on camera, he's got to make all the noise.
Damn,
See
it's a
how
good
that
thing I bought a
goes?
mil-spec phone.
let it go.
Honest to
Let it go.
Pete.
All right.
All right, Bob, what do you got to
Host,
say?
take us out.
What I got to say is thank you, folks, for letting me become a member of this fabulous group of people. I've met a bunch of people I now know and love. So I am now your host, Bourbon Bob.
Karen Allen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
Not liked but respected, Jimmy.
Oh, I love
Peace
it.
and love, baby.
All right, kids, we'll catch you next week. Thanks for watching. Bob is your host.
We already did that.
Enjoy your weekend. Be safe.
So long, everyone.
Have a great
Catch you
weekend.
next week.
If whiskey stopped working, every bar in town would be closing their doors, shutting down. Everybody would be trapped with their thoughts, 'cause nothing numbs the pain like bourbon or scotch. Oh no, oh no, no. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped. Poor Jack D would be out of a job. Jameson and Bean would be cut off. Hank Williams songs wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, this whole damn world would be a mess. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably halfway out of this town, leaving Tennessee. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell